Okay. The mode, you are trying to resolve this mode issue the other time. So I found out that we can have more than one mode in a sample or in a given data. If you have just one mode, it is called unimode. If you have two mode, it is called bimodal. If you have three modes, it is called trimodal. So if you have more than three, it is called multimodal. So if you check this what is it called? This data you are trying to work on, I think I had to rearrange it. I sorted it. So we have 34 appearing twice, 49 appearing twice, 55 appearing twice. So we have three mode in this given set, in this data given to us. So
sorry, 79 also appear twice. 79.
You said 79 also appeared twice. Yes, 79 also appeared twice. Yes, thank you for that. Thank you for that observation. 79 also appeared twice. So some of the functions, we have a function mode.mult. That is, when you have more than one mode, you can use this function. You can use this function. So mode.mult. So you select all your data. Now, when I did this, something funny came up. When I did this, you only gave me two modes. You can see, he only gave me just 34 and 49. If I should drag it down again, it's giving me 49 again. So he only picked 34 and 49. And that now made me to dig a little bit further into statistics. I had to go a bit deeper into descriptive statistics. So I had to go a little bit deeper into statistics. What descriptive statistics does is this. With that, you'll be able to get your mean, mode, median, standard deviation, variance, mode, and all of that once. It's just a function in Excel. And I'm going to show us now. Under your data tab, click under your data tab, you see data analysis. You see data analysis. Can we all see it? Under data tab, towards extreme right, you see data analysis. So you click data analysis. Under that data analysis, so it's going to bring up, we have lots of some statistics there, statistics functions there. We have ANOVA, we have correlation, covariance, and all that. So what we are going to talk about is just the descriptive statistics, just descriptive statistics. So you select your descriptive statistics, then you click OK. Once you do that, this guy will ask you your input range. Input the range. So you just click this up arrow and select your data. Right? So after that, you select your label you select your summary statistics. It's either you like, okay, I want it in a new sheet, or if you want it to be in this same sheet you are working on, you just click the output range, then you select this up arrow, and wherever you want it, you click it. You select the cell where you want your output to be displayed. Then you click OK. Now, in just one click, see what we've been able to generate. In just one click. In just one click, we've been able to get our mean, standard error, median, mode, standard deviation, sample variance, kurtosis, skewness, range, minimum, maximum, sum, and count. So we've been able to generate this. And if you notice, this guy picked 49 as a mode and 34. He put 34 up here and gave us 49 again, instead of giving us, and likewise the mode.mult picked 34 and 39. Pick 34 and 39. So with just that simple click, you can get all of this out. All of this. So we see more of this when we get to Python. We see more of this when we get to data analysis using Python. So that takes us to data cleaning. Data cleaning. Does anybody have any question before I move on to data cleaning?
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
My question is, I'm using Office 365. I can't see data analysis. That's one. Then secondly, in your Excel working file, I'm seeing developer after view. Again, I'm not seeing it in this Office 365. I don't know if I need to call it up or is embedded in, I don't know. So
Office 365 that you are using, is it online or you installed it on your machine?
Installed on the machine.
On the machine, and it's not a cracked version.
No, it's not.
It's not a cracked version. So
yes, please.
Okay, you can see file, home, insert. You said you can't see data analysis.
Yes, there's data there. At the extreme, what I only have is I have group on group, subtotal outline. Then I have what if analysis. I have forecast sheet.
Forecast sheet, okay.
Yes. Then I have data tools. I have test to columns, flash fill, remove duplicates, data validation. Consolidate. Okay. Yes. Then I have.
Did you see anything like analyze?
Yes, I have. What if analyze, it has a
no.
Okay.
Hold on, sir. Under what if analysis and forecast sheets, they use those one for forecasting. They are not. But to the extreme right, there should be analyze. So within that box, there should be data analysis or solver. I know in 2019 and 365, they are similar in a way. They don't write it, they use icon.
Okay.
It could be an icon somewhere around there.
Wow. Okay. Maybe after
don't worry.
the class.
Maybe after the class you can buzz me and let's look at it together.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
you, sir. So let me just.
It's the same thing with mine too. So
wow.
Okay, you are using Office 365 too.
No, my own is not even Office 365.
What version are you using?
I think mine is just Microsoft Office.
What version? 2013, 2016, 2019, 2010. Any version lower than 2010 may not be able to see some functions. Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
Mr. Segun.
Okay, I'm with you.
Mine, yeah, I can actually see analyze data,
Okay.
but I can't
Not
see anything
analyze data.
solver.
Data analysis.
No. This one is just analyze data, and it says analysis
Okay,
at the
okay.
bottom. But when you click it,
Okay.
it doesn't give you
Okay.
anything that says solver or something. It doesn't give you that.
No.
option.
Solver is another icon entirely.
Okay, so here.
Solver is different tool entirely.
Okay, but here it just says row label, count of what's that? Is it field or something? Count of field one, that's what it said. So it doesn't give any option to like what you've done. It doesn't give that option.
Select and all that.
No.
Okay, don't worry. We tackle that. You know how you picked me now. Eh?
Okay.
Madam, you know now. You know how you pinned me, you know.
Okay,
so we look at it together.
Okay.
Okay. So let's just move in straight into today's class.
This one be updated.
What version are you using? What version? Hello? Can you get the version of Microsoft Office that you're using? Then we can look at it together. Okay, good. So data cleaning. So I have a short note. So let me bring it up. Then we discuss that. After that, then we now use the solution or ways to get our data clean to get this stuff solved. Okay, so introduction to data cleaning. Why is data cleaning so important? Why is it so important? As a data analyst, you will receive data from a variety of sources. If you are not, if you are the one that you went out to collect your data, so people will do. Sorry, a moment. Try to meet that. Okay. So if you are the one that went out to collect your data, you can, if you have so much data to work on, you can ask someone to help you to key it in. And by that, typographical error and all sorts. Or let's assume that you send out, probably you send out a Google form for people to fill out. People can type in, you can have typographical error of all sorts. So you receive data from a variety of sources. And this data will come in all different formats. Some may want to key in number, and they key in text. They key in all sorts. I will show you maybe this data we want to work on now. Some may key in date as number. And if you don't have an idea that, oh, this is supposed to be date, you can mistakenly use it for something else. So more often that it will comprise what is known as dirty data. In other words, it won't be ready for analysis straight off the bat. You will need to clean it first. You need to clean your data first. So before we explore the data cleaning process, let's take a closer look at what we mean by dirty data. Dirty data. What do dirty data? Is it that the data is mixed with mud? Is it that the data needs to be washed or something and all that? So dirty data is essentially any data that needs to be manipulated or worked on in some way before it can be analyzed. once you get your data, the very first thing you need to do as a data analyst is you need to look at it critically. Does this data need to be manipulated? Does this data need transformation? Does this data need transformation, manipulation? Does it need to be cleaned? Does it need to be adjusted? And all of that. Okay. Now, dirty data is essentially any data that needs to be manipulated or worked on. So some types of dirty data include the following. These are all the things you need to look out for when you are checking whether your data is clean or not. So incomplete data. Incomplete data. We have incomplete data, duplicate data, inconsistent or inaccurate data. So we will walk around just these three. We walk around just these three. We have so many, but every other one, they are like subsets of these three. So incomplete data, for example, a spreadsheet with missing values that will be relevant for your analysis. A spreadsheet with missing values that will be relevant for your analysis. If you're looking at the relationship between customer age and number of monthly purchases, you will need data for both of these variables. If some customer ages are missing, you are dealing with incomplete data. I think I mentioned this sometimes in the very first time that we had a class. There are some things in our data that if they are missing, it won't affect the analysis. For instance, the how do I put it now? The person's prefix, somebody's prefix, somebody's title, Mr., Mrs., Prof, and what have you, Chief. All those things cannot affect our analysis. Cannot affect our analysis. But something like salary is missing, if the age is missing, if the sales record is missing. So all those things, we have adverse effects on our analysis. Okay. The second one is duplicate data. For example, records that appear twice or multiple times throughout the same data set. This can occur if you are combining data from multiple sources or databases. For instance, if you have same number appearing or same data appearing twice or three times, definitely at the end of the day, what we're going to get, we get some outrageous values. And if care is not taken, it's going to affect our analysis. Inconsistent or inaccurate data. Data that is outdated or contains structural errors, such as typos, inconsistent capitalization, or irregular naming conventions. Irregular naming conventions. I'm going to show us how to name the naming convention. By the time you get to SQL, I will show us the naming convention, types of naming convention, camel casing, snake casing, and what have you. I will show us. And the best way to give names to our variables, to give names to our data and all that. So I will show us. So typos, inconsistent capitalization, irregular naming conventions. Say you have a data set containing student test scores, which some categorize as pass or fail, and others categorized as P or F. Both labels mean the same thing, but the naming convention is inconsistent, leaving the data rather messy. Now, if you see this, or it's either it is pass or fail, But when you see P or you see F, you know that it is pass. P is pass, F is fail. So you quickly transform it, you quickly adjust it. Because if you go like that, using that, it's going to see them, the two will see them as different things. The two will see them as different things. Another thing is, another category, categorized data is male and female. Male and female. At times you may write them in full, male, female. If you now start to see M for male, F for female, you know that probably typographical error, or probably maybe the person was in a hurry, quickly put it in there. So you need to adjust it. You need to adjust that. So we've outlined just 3 types of dirty data. So it is important to know what kind of dirty data you are dealing with, as well as this will inform you how you go about cleaning the data. So it is very important that you know the kind of dirty data you are dealing with. Otherwise, you won't know how to tackle it, how to get it clean. So wherever you receive or collect data, you need to spend a good amount of time. I mentioned it the other time. A good amount of time. Like I told us the other time, if you have 3 hours to work on a particular data, if you spend 60 to 70% of that data, or of that time that you have at your disposal to clean your data, it's okay. It's all good. It's all good, because if you don't, the data you don't clean will have adverse effects on the analysis. Okay, so we want to talk about the importance of data cleaning. There's a word in computing: garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out. If you put in, if you input a dirty data, or a data that you did not clean, then the analysis also will be what? Dirty analysis. So this will simply mean, it simply means that if you put flawed data in, you get flawed results out. You get flawed results out. And that one will have a lot of, somebody that you work for, and at the end of the day, the insights you gave, the inference, the insight, the inference, and the advice that you gave the person, probably on the business advice that you gave the person, at the end of the day, it did not work. So will the person come back to you? The person will not come back. So in data analytics, clean quality data is essential to running meaningful and reliable analysis. Just as you wouldn't build a house without first laying a good foundation. So cleaning your data is like laying a good foundation when you want to analyze your data. So you can't analyze your data without cleaning it first. It is very paramount that you clean your data first. You check it inside out to be very sure that it is a quality and clean data, so that it won't affect your analysis. Good. Get the data cleaning stage right. Get the data cleaning stage right, and you create something very strong, reliable, and long-lasting. If your data is properly clean, then your analysis will be top-notch. So do it wrong or skip it altogether, and your analysis will soon crumble. Will soon crumble. So that's why data experts spend a good 60% of their time, if not more, on data cleaning, Okay, working with dirty data is not only bad practice, it can be extremely costly in the long run. You can imagine if you forget to clean your data, or you just felt like there's no need now, this data is okay, it's good to go, and you do the analysis. Let's assume that, for instance, you are trying to check the disparity between the actual mean and the sample mean. And you just like, okay, the sample, I've done my analysis and all that. I got maybe what you got at the end of the day, you gave the person, okay, if you go into this business, this will be your profits. Because you can, it could be sales analysis, it could be profit analysis, and what have you, and all that. It could be health, it could be healthcare data that you are dealing with. So if you do not take your time to clean your data, you just get it like that. At the end of the day, everything you've labored for, we just like, so, and once you do that, to go back to do it again, you can see a lot of time to go back to it again is going to cost you your time, cost you your, and all of that. So working with data, with dirty data is not only bad practice, it can extremely costly in the long run. So as a data analyst, you need to be confident in the conclusions you draw and the advice you give. So one of the things that we do as data analysts is this: we draw conclusions, we draw inferences, we draw insights from data. People don't need to tell us some stuff, but once you see a data, once you see the data and you analyze it, you can tell some stories about that data. So the conclusions you draw, the conclusion, the insight and all that, we aid the kind of advice you give to your client. And that's really only possible if you have cleaned your data properly. So what are some key steps in the cleaning, in the data cleaning process? In the data cleaning process, the first one is you delete unnecessary columns. You delete unnecessary columns. Chances are your data set will contain some values that are not relevant to your analysis. That are not relevant to your analysis. For example, in an analysis of student test scores compared to hours spent studying, things like student ID number, date of birth aren't irrelevant. You could simply delete the columns. Or probably we are compiling our data and all that. We now, in order for us to arrange it properly, we are using serial number. The serial number will not really have any effect on the analysis we are doing. So the first thing is delete unnecessary columns. That's first thing. The second thing is identify and remove duplicates. Identify and remove duplicates. Duplicate data tends to occur during the collection phase. So it's important to filter them out. It's either you filter them out or you remove them completely. Okay, I will show us how to remove duplicates in Excel, using Excel. Then I will show us how to do that in Python as well, how to do that in Power BI too. I'll show us how to do all of that. So deal with missing data. How do we deal with missing data? In the case of missing data, you can either delete the entire entry associated with it, depending on the kind of data that is missing. That is, delete the whole row which contains the empty cell. Input the missing value based on other data, or flag all missing data as such entry 0 instead of leaving it as missing in the respective cell. Each method for handling missing data has implications for your analysis. So you will need to choose your appropriate, your approach carefully. You can also, So now, the kind of data that is missing and that you want to deal with has effect on your analysis. Like I said, you have different ways of dealing with missing data. The first thing is, if it's a number, you can replace it with 0. The second one, if you can get across to your clients, probably while they were compiling the data given to you, they mistakenly omit some of those data. Okay, bro, can you help us to check back whether you have them? If they have them, they will give you, then you put them in. But if they don't have them, it's either you replace it by 0, or you find the average value of the entire column and you fill it in. I think it's better that way. Okay, so the fourth one is remove unwanted outliers. Remove unwanted outliers. What are outliers? Outliers are values that differ significantly from other values in your data. They are values that differ significantly from other values in your data. For example, if you see that most student test scores fall between 50 and 80, but that one student has scored a 2, this might be considered an outlier. Are you getting my point? Sorry, let me take us a little bit back. Like this descriptive statistic that we did. This descriptive statistics that we did, we have our minimum, we have our maximum. Now, our maximum is 98, our minimum is 34. Maximum is 98, minimum is 34. And when you are plotting your graph or something, you just all of a sudden, you are seeing values like 110, you are seeing value over 100. Meanwhile, your descriptive statistics tells you that the maximum value is 100, and you are seeing something that is more than 100. So where is that coming from? That means you have to go back to your data set and check whether there are duplicates that is making you to see outliers in your analysis. Okay. So fix inconsistency. As already mentioned, inconsistencies in data include things like typos, irregular naming conventions. You can fix this manually. For example, you can use find and replace. You can use find and replace function in Google Sheets or Excel. Or we can use filter. So these are all the things. These are all, we are going to deal with all of these methods with this data set that we want to clean. We want to clean this data set before us. Okay? Even though we only have a few lines, but I always want us to have it at the back of our mind that as a data analyst, the kind of data set you'll be dealing with won't just be 100 rows. It could be hundreds of thousands.
Please, I'm lost in it. Please, can you repeat it again? Sorry.
Hello, what did you say?
Please, can you repeat it from this angle that you start again, please?
Okay, I'm like, we will be all those methods of cleaning data, the dirty data. So we are going to use this small data set that we have. We are going to use this to practicalize all those stories that we've been talking about, inconsistent data, missing data, typos, and all of that, format and all of that. So we are going to deal with all of that. And as a data analyst, I want us to always have it at the back of our mind. The data set that we have here is just a few rows, 40-something rows. As a data analyst, the data set you'll be working with will be in hundreds of thousands. It'll be massive data. So when you see this, it's just to give you an idea to help you to master those tools so that when you have big data sets, you can apply it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Don't worry. You get it. So let me just work on this data. Now we look at this data together, all together. If you look, the first thing they said is we should remove any column that does not have any relevant column. This column is irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. It's irrelevant. It's like duplicating this guy, the serial number. We have the serial number already, so we don't need this. So what we do is just we delete it. It's either you right click on it, you click it, you right click and you click delete, or you go under your home tab. Once you select it, you click delete and the guy is gone. So that's the very first step, the very first thing that we did here. So the next thing is to check in our data. Once you look at it, you see that the first one, George Washington, it's in a proper case. The second one, it's a lowercase. The third one, Thomas Jefferson, it's a proper case. James Madison, proper case. James Morrow, it's in capital letter. So we can have several of these. So how do we tackle this? How do we resolve it? We have some functions in Excel. We have some text functions in Excel that will help us to put all of this together and put them in a proper case. We have lower function, we have upper function, we have proper function in Excel. And those are what we are going to make use of. So let me just insert a column and let's see how we can do that. Equals to, we use a function called proper. Proper is to put it in a proper case. Okay, we have proper, we have lower, if you want to put it in lower case, we have upper, if you want to put it in a upper case. But the function we want to make use of this evening is proper. So you select the guy and use your fill and do. If you check all of them, they are all in a proper case and they are all uniform. They are all uniform, not that one is in upper case, one is in lower case, one is no. They are all uniform. So we've been able to resolve that. So what we are going to do is,
excuse me, sir.
Okay.
What if now we want to change them to uppercase?
So if you want to change it to uppercase, what you just need to do is you change your function to upper. You change your function to upper. You change your function to upper. This is it, upper. Then all of them turn to upper. Okay, can you say it, sir?
Yeah, if you want to change it to lowercase, everything
you use lower. Yes, you use lower. Yes.
Thank you.
So let me just, what I will do is I will just copy this and use my paste special. I love that stuff a lot. So paste it on it. And the reason I'm doing that is this. The reason I'm doing that is this, because we don't need these two columns. They are the same thing. It's repetition. So this is like the solution to this problem, right? And this solution depends on this problem. So we need to take one out. If we should take this guy out, you can see what happened. This guy depends on this column depends on the one we just deleted now. So how do we get it resolved? We need to copy this guy. And when we are copying it, we we only paste the values alone without the function. We use proper function on the entire column. So we don't want the function to be there. It's just the values that we are interested in. So we've done that. So I can say bye-bye to this guy and nothing will happen to this. So let me just do this. Beautiful. So we've been able to tackle the first one. Are we good? Any question? Perfect.
I have a
Good.
question.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, I'm with you,
Okay.
ma'am.
When you started working on this sheet, each column
Okay.
was not as in it was just small. It wasn't.
Oh, they were overlapping.
Yes.
All
yes,
of them,
yes.
they
So
overlapped. Okay.
how did you do it to make it spacious like this?
Okay. What I did was, that means you've not been in one of our classes. What I did was, you see this triangle. Can you see my cursor? Hello?
Yes.
Can you see my cursor? So the
Yes.
moment you click this triangle, what you do is you highlight the entire spreadsheet. Okay? Once you click it like that, you highlight the entire spreadsheet. You now hold down your control key. When you hold down your control key, you move your cursor. Once you get to the middle of the two cells, the two columns, you get to the middle, you see that the cursor will change to plus sign. Just double click anywhere. Once your cursor changes to plus sign, just double click it. Then it's going to take the size of the text inside that cell. It's going to give it a room, a bigger room. Okay.
I've done
All right.
that.
Thank you. Cool. Thank you. Yeah. Right. So the next column, if you look at this column, there are some characters in there. If you look at it, there are some characters in there. I'm sure it happened due to typographical error. Okay. If you look at it, they are dates. George Washington, Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army, 1775. Is this Chinese character? 17. So that tells us that character, the person wanted to put hyphen, which is 1775 to 1783. So what we do is we just replace the character. Okay, so I'll highlight it, copy it, and use what is called find and replace. The shortcut for find and replace is Control H. Control H is find and replace. That's one. Then another thing is you can use your Alt Home. Here's my find and replace again. Alt Home FD. You can see Alt Home FD, then you click R. You can see you will bring it out. The first one, which is the shortest, Control H. The second one, Alt H FD R. Okay, I'm giving someone Orijo. So what are you finding? You're finding this, then we are replacing it with hyphen. So replace all. Replace all. What we are doing is wherever this character or this symbol, anywhere it is on our sheet, is going to replace all of them with hyphen. Okay, so click replace all. All done. We made 37 replacements. 37 replacements. That means it has replaced all of them. So you can see it. You can see it. It has replaced all of them. Okay. So
Okay.
can we move on?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I was thinking, what are you going to highlight that column first before you do that?
I don't have to. I don't have to.
Okay. But can we use control F as well?
Control F is just find.
Ah,
When you do Control F, this is Control F. It's just to find. When you do Control F, you see replace beside.
okay.
Then you click
Click
replace.
replace. Okay.
But when you do Control H, it brings replace
Immediately
out for you.
Okay.
Control F is find. Control H is replace.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank
Can
you.
we move on? You're welcome, sir. Okay, so to the next one, which is this is very simple. Party, we have non-partisan, federalist, democratic, Republican, and all that. So I was not born when they were practicing all this. So we can never tell whether there was something like democratic, Republican together, except if our clients that gave us this data sets to work on had told us, or if we asked him, is there anything like that, then we know what to do to this one. So with that, I'm not going to touch that. So what we do is we just look at them and see, is there anything that is different? I missed all of them. I missed all the data. The only thing that is different is this. Week April 4, 1841 to September 13, 1841. So you cannot have dates with the name of a party. So we just do what? We copy this guy and we use it to overwrite this guy. So we've been able to tackle that. So this one is very simple and straightforward. Good. So the next one that it's a little bit tough a bit is this. We have this one too is not consistent. You have lots of inconsistent data in this column. Device column data. We have lots of inconsistent data. You can see this is a proper, this is proper, but we have space. Aaron Burr, we have space. Then George Clinton, we have too much space in between. Then John C. Calhoun, we have too much space. Then like this guy too, we have too much space. Then Millard Fillmore, we have too much space. Like that, like that, like that. So we need to work on this. So let's just insert a column to work on this. Now, with the help of the text function that we used earlier, with the help of the text function we used earlier, which is proper function. So let's try proper function and let's see whether proper function will bail us out. Okay, so this and your philandro. Oops. So proper function is not helping us, has not helped us to. The only thing that proper function does is to put your text in a proper shape, in a proper format, and nothing more. So there's another text function. It is called trim. It is called trim. So you can use it before proper, or you use it after proper. So with that, this guy should be able to help us. You can see it has removed both the spaces in between and the spaces outside, the space before and all that, before, after, and in between. The guy has helped us to wipe them off. So the same thing we did for the first one is the same thing we are going to do. I will copy it and then paste it on it and get rid of this column. Then rename this guy as bytes. Okay, good. Now, another thing I want to show us is this. In case of missing value. So I will just, let me delete some of these, remove some of them. Let me remove some of them. Okay, I think we are good like that. So let me just remove some of them. So we removed So I want to use this as missing value. I want to use this as a missing value. Now, how do we resolve this? It's either we contact our clients and tell them, oh, sorry, the salary for Vice President John C. Calhoun is missing from data you gave us. Is it that when the guy worked, he volunteered to do it free of charge? Is the guy a freelancer or what? Or did anything happen to the data? Is it that you missed it or something? So they'll be able to tell us, okay, oh, the guy worked as a freelancer. The guy he did it voluntarily. Or probably they were the one that omitted it. Or, we are sorry, we don't know. You can help us do whatever you can do. Use your tool and all that. Okay, now let's assume that they told us they don't know. They don't know. That's the way they met the data, and there's nothing they can do to it. One, we can fill all of them with 0. We can fill all of them with 0. Now, you can now imagine if we have hundreds of thousands of data sets, and all these missing values, they are scattered across the hundreds of thousands. It could be 500,000 rows, it could be 400,000 rows, it could be, you get. So, and they are scattered across. So how do we do that without wasting so much time? Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we highlight the entire column. We highlight the entire column. And when you highlight the entire column, you do your control space special. We have find and select. Your find and select, you go to special. Find and select, go to special. Find and select, go to special. Then you select blanks. Select blanks. So the moment you click OK, then the guy will help you to find all the blanks in there. You can see that all the blanks has been highlighted. You can see all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 of them has been highlighted. So if you have more than 4 scattered abroad, it's going to highlight all of them from that column. So now, within less than 30 seconds, maybe in 10 seconds, less than 10 seconds, you can fill all of them with just one click with the same value. Let's assume that we resolve that we are filling everything with 0. So you just type 0. And what you do is this: you hold down your control key and you press enter. You will fill it automatically, all of them. Can you see it? Now, let's assume that we are not using 0. You want to find the average. And we find the average and we're like, okay, the average is 105,000. The average is 105,000. So just type 105,000. Hold down your control key and click enter. It will fill everything. You can see that it has filled all of them. You can see that it has filled all of them. If it is 10,000 rows, it will fill it in less than 5 seconds. That's how to resolve that. Now, this next one has to do with the dates. You can see that.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, please. Can we also do Control H and do fill and replace?
You can't.
Blank, use a blank, then fill with the 105.
It won't work. It won't work. You can try it.
Okay.
You can try it. It won't work. Okay. This date, the date column, the date updated, the date created, you see that they are not in the same format. The 2 of them are not in the same format. Now, okay, before I go in there, let's say, for instance, we know that this column, it is supposed to be dates. And what we are seeing, we are not seeing dates. We are seeing numbers. It could be as a result of this. Maybe the person did it as a number like this. And the whole stuff is in number. You can see. So, but your title, the header name or the header is telling you it is date. And what you are seeing is number. So what do? What you just do is you highlight it and you go back there and give it date. Then it will come back to date. Okay. Now, to resolve the second one, okay, let me just take it back. Good. Now, the two of them, is date. They have similar issue. One is short date. The other one is long date. So let's just highlight the two of them. We can resolve it same time, or we can resolve it together. So you highlight all of them, you just click short date, then boom, it has resolved the error. Okay, that's one thing, that's one aspect of data cleaning. But I want to take us a little bit further by showing us the usage of some of the functions and how powerful Excel is. I want to show us some of those things. Let's assume that we were asked to separate the first name from the second name. We were asked to separate the first name from the first name from the last name of the past presidents of United States of America. So how do we go about it? How do we go about it? Or okay, sorry. Before we go into that, the latter part, before I forget, the latter part of data cleaning, which is removing the duplicates. So let me just quickly do that before I go into how to separate that. Okay, so how do we remove the duplicates? So you do what? You highlight all your data, the data set. You highlight all the data sets. You highlight all the data sets. So I've highlighted all the data sets. Then you go under data tab. When you click on data tab, you come to the middle, you see data tools. Data tools, you see remove duplicates. Like the person that is using 365. If you are using Office 365, if you are using 2019, you won't see remove duplicates, but you see this icon. You see this icon. You see this icon. It's just this icon. They did not spell it out. But when you place your cursor, it's going to tell you remove duplicate. So we are making use of this tool in Excel. You can see remove duplicates, delete duplicate rows from a sheet. You can pick the columns you can pick which column should be checked for duplicate information. Now, how do we know which one is which data has been duplicated? Let me show us. Okay, look at this guy. Barack Obama appears twice. Barack Obama. Then the stuff, the shade the title or the title or the president and all that. U.S. Senator, class 3 from Illinois, this is the same thing. Democratic, Joe Biden, same salary, same date. You can see. So that means it is duplicated. But the moment one of the data is different, let's assume that we have Barack Obama here, U.S. Senator here, and the next one we have president. Here we have Democratic, we have Republican here. We have Joe Biden here, we have Donald Trump here. that means it's no longer a duplicate. They are two different data. Are we getting my point? So let me highlight this data set again and select remove duplicate. So the moment I click the moment I click remove duplicates, it's going to bring this dialog box up and say to delete duplicate values, select one or more columns that contain duplicates. Now we don't know the one that contains duplicates. So the guy has selected everything for us, and he's making us to understand that the data has headers. My data has headers. So the next thing we do is just to click OK. Now we click OK, and it's telling us one duplicate found. My one duplicate value found and removed. So 46 unique values remain. So the moment you click OK, then you will remove all of them. So if you see, Obama is now just one, Donald Trump is just one. Let me take it back so that we see. I think Obama appeared twice. Donald Trump, okay, it's just one. It's just Obama that appears twice. Obama appeared twice, and
You also have another person that appeared twice.
Which one is that?
It's Woodrow Wilson, 28.
Come, let me see. Okay. The guy must have removed. The guy must have removed it. I'm coming. Let me. Okay, Barack Obama, has it gone? I'm trying to undo it. Okay, we have Barack Obama now. We have Barack Obama. We have Woodrow Wilson. That's 28.
Yes, sir.
So let's remove the duplicates and take note of that. Okay. Okay. So let's check. Barack Obama has been taken care of. Then this guy too. Okay, we have this guy left. Now, you know why I didn't take it out? Do you know why I didn't take it out? You don't know.
Probably because
I've tampered with the salary. That's why. So let me change. Let me do Ctrl+Z and take it back to what it was. Okay. Woodrow Wilson. Okay, let me just copy this guy to override this guy. So and let's now look at it again together. Okay, so remove duplicates. Okay, did he remove it? He didn't remove it. What happened again? There's something.
Probably because
Hold on.
Okay.
This guy. Okay, the same thing. Okay. Let me see. Supposed to remove it. That's removed Barack Obama. Okay. Let's look at it again together. No duplicate found. So there's something wrong with the guy. Woodrow Wilson, same thing. The salary. What have I done? Supposed to remove it.
If you check the spelling of the Democratic, you'll see that the spelling of the Democratic is
different. Okay. Let me see. Oh, yeah, that's why. Thank you. That's why I didn't take it. So let's do it again. You can see that It's because of that. So let's just remove duplicates. It will remove it now. You can see that's remove it. So thank you for that. Thank you. So we've been able to perform, we've been able to work on the data, the inconsistent data, the missing data, the incomplete data, and we've been able to remove the duplicates. Okay, now, if we are asked to separate the first name from the last name, especially the name of the president, or at times we may be asked to, you know, the email addresses. Let's assume that they all have email addresses, and you are asked to remove the name, probably to use the name before @ sign and use it as their username. So how do you go about that? Because if there's a function called left. There's a function called left in Excel. Let's assume that I want to work on this. So I'll select this guy and I want to remove John. I'll say, comma, John is how many character? 4 character. So I've removed John. So if I want to use fill and do now, see what is going to happen. Come on. Okay, let me just drag it. If it's not, you can see. And what we want to remove is just the first name. So the left function is not going to work in this regard. Okay, the left function is not going to work in this regard. We have a function in Excel, though we have a combination of some functions that when you use it is going to pull the first name, but using that maybe a little bit cumbersome. And like I told us at the beginning of this class, Excel has more than one way of getting things done. Excel has more than one way of getting things done. So now let's make use of this. Okay, probably we should just let me insert a column. Let me insert a column. Good. Now we want to put the first name here. Okay, the first name. Now we have, like I said, Excel has more than one way of getting things done. So we want to separate the first name from the last name. So what we do is this: we highlight the whole of this column. Then the one way of getting it done, you come here under the data tab, you select text to columns. Text to columns. So when you pick it, it's going to show you the delimiter. The delimiter is the comma in this regard. We have different types of delimiter. You can have tab, you can have semicolon, and what have you. But in this regard, it is a comma. So next, so you change it from tab. You selected it as tab, so it is comma. Then you do finish. Okay, there's a data, replace it. So it has separated it. You can see it. It has separated it. Put them. Did you get it? So it divided
Can you
it.
do it again, please?
Can you take it again, please?
Okay, let me take it again. So I've highlighted this. I first of all created a column, a blank column. Okay, so I highlighted the whole column. Then I go under data tab. I'm picking text to column function. Text to column. So you select text to column. Then your delimiter is comma. So next, because I've selected comma, I change it from tab. That's why comma is still selected. So if it is not comma, then you change it. If it is semicolon, you change to semicolon. If it is tab, you change it to tab. If it is space, you change it to space.
Okay.
If it is something else, then you select, you check order, then you type it here. Okay, so now you've selected comma, you just do finish. So then, boom, you separated the two of them. Okay, that's that. And what this guy did, the limitation of this guy is this. The limitation of this text to columns is this. What if you still want to maintain that column that has the full name? Did you get it? What if you still want to maintain? That means before you do this, you must have copied that one somewhere, another, and we don't have that luxury of time. So that takes us to a faster and a smarter way of getting this kind of problem solved. So now, how do you do that? You just type the first one that you want. The first one is George. In any case that you want, if you want all of them to be in uppercase, you type it in uppercase. If you want it to be in lowercase, you type it in lowercase. If you want it to be in proper case, lowercase, uppercase, you type it. Now, I type it, this guy, in proper case. Watch it, though. Look at it. So when you do that, you hit enter. For the cursor to move to the next cell, then you take it back on that guy. Then you do Control E. Can you see that? Hello?
Please take it again.
I've performed magic, right?
Yes, yes.
So let me take it again. Now I've typed my let me do it in uppercase now. No, I've typed this guy in uppercase. So you move your cursor down, then you take it back on the guy again. Then you do Control E. You can see it has filled the whole column. It picked all of them and put them in the case that you chose. Okay? Without distorting the original column. Can we see the beauty of that?
This your magic is not working on my own system.
Control E, it must work. It works. Okay, don't worry. I will show you where it is on the system. I will show you where it is. So once you type it first, you move your cursor down, then you put it back on it. Then you do your Control E. Then it will be there. So where can you find this in Excel? It's under data flash fill. It is called flash fill. Flash fill. So let me use it instead of Control E. Now I've typed this guy. Just come here and click flash fill. You can see. But me, I think I'm okay with the Control E. If I'm under Home tab, do Control E, it will work. I'm under Page Layout, do Control E, it will work. Okay, are we all good with that? Okay, thank you. Now, another thing I want to show us before we call it a day is this. What if you want to separate the day from the month and the year? You want to separate them. You want to have your day separately. You want to have your month separately. You want to have your year separately. We have all those functions in Excel. So we pick the date updated as a case study, as an example, equals day, and pick this. You can see this is the day. Then if you want to do month, you do month. You want to do year, you do year. So that's how to pick them. Okay, I think I've done something to my system. I've changed some settings. That's why that double clicking is not working. Okay, can we all see that? It's very straightforward. Any question? Hello? Hello?
We are with you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hi,
Are we
we
good
are
with
here.
all? Are we good with all this?
Hello.